And testing 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, welcome to this live stream. Anyone here? Let me take a second to share the stream with anyone, everyone. On Facebook. Just because we can. All right. Stuart, good afternoon, man. How are you? Let's see. Which groups can I spam? I think 5 or 6 is enough. Right. More and more people seem to be able to post on my ByteDelight Facebook page. I wonder how that works. So, and let's post out a tweet. Yep. Tweet. Hey, Peter. Peter, I thought you were doing some testing, man. Okay. So I've got my live feed on my left display monitor and the YouTube studio on my right and OBS on the left as well. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. I think we can do this. We can do this. Right. Small poll. Who likes some background music and who doesn't? Okay. All right. Well, let's show myself. Here I am. This is a cheap camera, so nice of love. Okay, let's find some YouTube music then. Of course, license-free music. ZX Spectrum game music. Is this something new here? Maybe from the last month or so. Check. We have something from 3 weeks ago, which is 2 hours. Not sure if it's 128K music. Let me check. 128K music. think we have to get back in time a bit more. So maybe last year. 50 games that define the ZX Spectrum. Oh. ZX Spectrum TS Music. Okay, that's could be nice. Not sure. What else do we have? Well, let's try that one. We'll see. Done on music here. Yeah. Let's see what this track does. I've been playing this. Oh, okay, it's nice. Okay, I think it's good. Alright. Hey, Wayne. Good afternoon, man. Yeah, I will be doing your stuff as well. Not sure if I can make it this stream, but we'll see. I will try to do it in a couple of sessions. Hopefully 2 or 3 today and more tomorrow. Okay, let me know if the music is not too loud. I think it's good, as far as my volume meter tells me. Alright, I think the microphone is good as well. The test recording seems to be okay. Been some time since your last stream, indeed it is. It has been. So it's been quite a chaos. I know I'm not the only one. Let me get the full screen, very poor quality cam, but at least the microphone is okay because it's a good microphone here. I've been doing my new job. You can see my 4K display in my laptop from my other job behind me there. This camera is not picking up the ZX Spectrum display at all. But anyway, I've been doing it full time, so it has been quite hard to find time for other stuff. But as you may have noticed, I've put some stuff in stock yesterday, second time in 2 months, and that's mostly the kits, the DIY kits, Harlequin, ZX die card, but I also had some ZX HDs ready. I've been sitting on the shelves for quite a while. So I put it all in stock yesterday, sent an email out to the people who were subscribed to those products, and lots have been sold. So the huge stack of white boxes there is everything that has been packed already, which should be going out Monday. Should be possible. Anyway, so that has been busy, and this morning I've been doing purchasing for parts, which I finished, so that's good. So more parts are coming to keep on producing new hardware, and well, that's it, mostly, because I don't have had much spare time. Right. Okay. So let's get going, because I got a stack here of some stuff to repair. I got easy parts first, so I got a couple of boxes with some stuff that was returned because of defective issues, so we can fix them first. Let's get started with the first one here. Here's my good old work desk. So this interface, this Pro 1 interface, is from Mark. Let's see if we cannot show his address. So this is just a board of the Pro 1 interface, and it has become defective, and ow, that was sharp. Still, every single Pro 1 interface or DivMC interface that has become defective was damaged by using it on a +2A or +3 ZX Spectrum. So this won't be an exception, I guess. But we'll do a short test first, see what it does on my Harlequin 128. Let's get to the test corner. So most probably the two LEDs are both lighting up. No, this one actually does boot, which is odd. Doesn't have a card, but let's see what it does here. Oh, okay, this is odd. What did he say? This is working, so let me check what he wrote me. Alright. I'm not sure what the problem is, but since the your spectrum seems to be okay, there could indeed be a problem with the Pro 1. Oh, that was what I was sending to him. Alright, so that was a quick test. The interface seems to be perfect. His message was, my different MC Enjoy Pro 1 has started to go a bit crazy. It always was a bit delicate, but in that it sometimes worked and sometimes would not load games. And sometimes it would randomly reboot my ZX Spectrum. Now, however, it just sits there causing the Spectrum to reboot. So far it seems okay to me. Hey, Tadu. Tadu. I actually don't know how to pronounce your name, but I just shipped the package to you from Lewis, I guess. You ordered it, and I know you fixed Spectrum as well, so cool. DCS Electronics, things are well at this moment. I'm laughing all the time, but life is hard, you know. I'm not the only one. Let's get back to Mark's Pro 1. I've tried to reload the A6 DOS from a tab file. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with. I don't see anything wrong with this interface here. Let's see. Oh, let's load something up. It's just working properly. I don't know. So I think I have to contact this guy and find out what the actual problem then is. Because I cannot see anything wrong at this moment. That might be boring. Tell me if you think this is boring. I will just leave a note with the interface because I cannot seem to find anything. Works on Harlequin 128. So I will ask him what Spectrum he was using this on, and I can of course test it on the same model, see if anything happens then, because there is an auto detection of the ZX Spectrum model, and it will modify the ROM select lines when it's connected to a ZX Spectrum plus 2A or plus 3. This box just was returned without any reason, so we'll have to check what's wrong with that. And I've got something from Becky here. And I have to check the message from her, because I don't know actually what the issue was with this one. Let me check. So this is a Pro Mini Lite. Let's see what's going on with that interface. Most probably it's not working. Let's connect it and we can see what it does. Oop, sorry for the bumping. No, this one actually is dead. I can tell you because, let me show you, because you can see both LEDs are lighting up. So the CPLD chip is dead. Let's just get it off and replace it. And for that I have to get to the other side of the room in a second, because I have to flash the new CPLD chip. It's simple. And as you can see, there's some strange thing going on with the camera, because for some reason Logitech camera settings default to NTSC or 60 Hz, and when I put it to 50 Hz it's just perfect. Yeah, that's logical. Yeah, Logitech is logical. Anyway, it's gone. Hey Jan. Yeah, right, cool. I'm reading some chats here. Thank you, Wayne, for the £5. I'm not sure what you were trying to send me in the message, because it's retracted, it seems so. Okay, let's swap that chip. Someone was actually swapping a chip using Captain tape, because some people may think that it's important to protect the chips around, but really the heat is not that much, and you can just do it this way. It will take, I think, 25 seconds or so to use a proper heat gun. And actually I don't get many repairs, a couple each one maybe in a month or so, not many. Okay, just takes a little more time than I expected, but next thing is to clean the pads. I use solder wick for that. As you can see, all the other parts stayed in place, so there's nothing wrong with that. Always be careful with the pads, because if you heat it too much, then they will be torn off the board. You don't want that. So pads are clean, and to do it even better, I use a bit of IPA, pure alcohol. And then we can put on a new chip. Simple as that. Right. Always check if the pads are actually really clean. Yeah. But this is just put some cardboard or something to protect my rubber mat here, because otherwise it will get damaged, as always. Happened to me loads of times. Right. Let's get a new chip. Always mind the notch. And if you do this a lot, it's not that difficult anymore. Oh. You have to open a window because of all the fumes. And I use these flux pens, which I think are quite handy, but they're getting more expensive. I pay about €2 each now, and I use loads of them. So that's what I have to take into account with all the costs of working. Yeah, come on. To use a bit more water in a second, because the solder's sticking on the soldering iron. Should not happen. And I know if you use another tip in your soldering iron, you don't need solder wick. But I'm lazy. But come on, get off, get off. Ah, a bit of water there. All right. Yeah, now it's clean. There you can see the tip is completely clean. That should go a bit easier. I haven't actually been doing much soldering during the last 2 weeks, so I have the feeling I have to get back into the flow a bit. The number one distraction due throughout the last weeks has been my family, because the kids are at home since December, before the school holiday. Because of the lockdown, of course, and it has been quite some work to guide them with their schoolwork, because the schools can only do so much. So they get some classes online, Google Meet and MS Teams, I think, but it's hard to actually ask questions to the teachers, using those ways, and one of the reasons is that not every teacher is as experienced with using online systems as you might want them to be. So lots of the work is left over to the parents, and even though my kids all both have their own PC, so it's not that hard for them to connect and have their own desks, it's still a lot of work, especially when it comes to physics and other stuff and math. I have to get down quite often. Alright, so the chip is on. We have to reflash that one. We'll do that on the other side of the room, which there's not much to see here, I think. But let's get over to the other side. And there's one slight problem, that the desk is completely filled up with stuff here, so I have to move it a bit. Yeah. Really a lot of stuff here. ZX Spectrum cases. These ones are for Bart van den Akker from the Home Computer Museum in Helmond. I'm preparing some complete ZX Spectrums for him, which he requested. Where is my JTech programmer? Here it is. Alright. Let's get correct file out. So we need the Pro Mini. There is load up. Nope. Pro Mini. Pro Mini. Where is it? Shortcuts. Pro Mini. Okay. Now we need power, and I hope the 3.3 volt line is still okay. I think so. That's because the voltage regulators on nowadays are much stronger than the ones that I used in the past. So this is a Mini Light, of course, not a Mini. The other file, Mini Light, and flash. Program failed. Yeah, it's programming. Alright, so that's done. Now we can test it again, because the ROM is most probably still okay, and it's booting up, but not with E6DOS. I think that was because the jumper was not correctly set. Let's move to the test corner, of course. Right, it's booting, but there's no SD card in, so let's put one in. Let me check if Becky included one. I don't think so, nope. Just making a note, there was no SD card here. Alright. Hey Renee, is it? Right? Okay, this is 0.8.7, so it's the same version as on the card here. Okay, let's load up something. Let's load up a demo. So that's working. Got no sound yet, so let's put in the audio cable as well. Okay. So that one is fixed. And as you can see, doing a fix like this, especially if I'm not live streaming, is a couple of minutes work only. Sometimes it surprised me myself, because doing such a fix cost me only a couple of minutes, but doing a complete interface is a lot more time. But hey Franco, that's mainly because of all the small assembly parts that also need to be assembled, of course. Right, so this interface is working properly. You might not like hearing two ZX Spectrum sounds at the same time, so let's do it this way. And I don't think it's picking up the audio quite well, is it? Tell me, are you hearing the ZX Spectrum music? The ones from from the test corner. Right. So we fixed at least one. But it's not, of course, not running on the SD card at this moment, and for that I'll always have a simple test program which continuously is loading files from the SD card, as you can see by the flashing of the LED. That's for testing an interface properly. Okay, so that was some easy work. The only music is a demo. Which demo? Alright, let's put back the other audio. Okay, so this one is okay. Oh, should be more careful with revealing people's names. Right, so I got a board from someone from Czech Republic. Let me see what he tells me. Our one known issue with the Spectrum: the connection to the power is not stable. When I connect the power cord, I have to find its right position. Note that's an easy one, and it also needs new capacitors, I guess. Let me just open it up. And composite modification, which is easy. Hey Anthony. Hey Ronnie. Yes, I got your DivMC. It's in one of the boxes there. Yeah, I can see your box from here, so I will get it in a minute as well. First, let's work on this board here. Good old issue 3. Nice. This will be a bit more work, obviously, because we need to do all the capacitors, put a heatsink on the ULA chip, and composite video modification, put in a recom voltage regulator or the Straco power, but the recoms are cheaper and as good. And yeah, that's it. So let's get started. Tell me, do you guys like seeing ZX Spectrum being refurbished? The grey ZX Spectrum Plus Studio doesn't power up. Could be anything. Are you sure the 7805 voltage regulator is working, Anthony? Can you see if there's a 5 volt on the board anywhere when you power it up? So from the 7805 creates 5 volt out of the 9 volt power that comes in. These chips seem to be... no, they're not replaced. Not sure why they're socketed. These look factory by default, so... okay, first make sure we get some output. And as you already told us, these input circuit most probably needs to be replaced. Doesn't seem to be that dirty, but we'll do it anyway. Alright, so let's get a new socket here. So it gets 5 volt, okay. Thank you, Wayne. Right, if you get 5 volt, and on a grey plus 2, sometimes, it depends on what video output you're using. Are you using the composite video output on the RGB connector? Or are you using the antenna or RF output? Because if you're using or trying to use the composite video output, most probably if you have an issue 3 board, you need to turn around one of the transistors on the board, which are soldered in wrongly by in the factory. So that's one of the things that's standard work on a plus 2. This could be the reason. I always make sure that I can undo the modification that I do here. So I'm leaving a bit of the lines, the wires available, so you can solder it back in if you want to. So I have to visit the Home Computer Museum a couple of days or weeks. I'm not sure when it will be possible because of the lockdown and so. But Bart needs to get some of these ZX Spectrums I fixed for him, which need to be completed with a case. And I have some ink cartridges for him that someone gave to me to forward to Bart. And what else do I need to do? Well, maybe I'm not sure if there is a good video from the Home Computer Museum yet of the ZX Spectrum corner after they moved, so maybe I could do that if you guys like it. This I will do by default, of course, replacing the original 5-volt regulator here. I shouldn't have done it because I just need to test if the machine is working, but I'm doing this automatically. It's muscle memory, almost. So nowadays I use the Recon regulators, which are as good as I told. More people are helping Anthony out with the +2, which is cool. I guess he's checking which board version it is, and I'm curious to hear what video output he's using. So when I'm soldering in a voltage regulator, I heat the pins a bit longer than I do with other signals, because there has to be good soldering connections, obviously, for a regulator like that. Okay, nice. So this board should be working, I guess, except of course for the DC input, which we will replace as well. If you are asking yourself when will the things like the Pro 1 interface be back in stock, I hope within 2 weeks, because I need to be careful with what I'm offering. One of the problems now is that I do have a way of knowing how much demand there is for products, because people can leave their email address with any product they like. And at the moment, until yesterday, before I offered some new stock, there were over 300 people waiting for all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of interest. I just need to make sure I have some stock before offering, because, for example, there will be over 30 or 40 people waiting for a Pro 1 interface, for example. And if I offer only 20, and well, people will get frustrated because they need to subscribe again, leave their email address again for the new stock after that. So that's not what I'm doing. What I'm actually doing is I offer the stock that I have on the shelves, and also enable the back order option, so people can still put in an order even after the stock is depleted. And then I need to prioritize the production of the product, of course, because I don't want them to wait too long. And that's quite hard, as you can imagine, with a full-time job. I hope there will be a day that I got enough in stock again, but I think it will take another year. I'm not joking. There's still so many people like to get those products. Okay, so we got a new DC jack here. We got a Recom power regulator, voltage regulator, and we got a composite video mod. Let's see if the machine works. Let's check the chats. This is not a Traco, no. This is a Recon. I can show you the difference. They're almost identical, and they work as good as you can, as far as I know. So these are the two. They actually look almost identical. The pins of the Recon are actually a bit thicker. Not that it doesn't matter a lot, but the Traco power is really almost identical. There's not much difference. The Recon is a bit bigger, but this is only 5 watts, I think. 1 ampere, so yeah, 5 watts. So both are only 5 watts, so it's not that much for a DC-DC converter. Anyway, I will be offering the Traco power in the web shop as well, but I don't have that many in stock at this moment, so I'm trying to find the best source for them. Right, let's see what the machine does at this moment. Cool. Franco, using the components on the board, Sinclair should have done it in the first place. How did you fix the clock issue? I wonder. Oh. Alright, it's 5 o'clock almost. Why do I always start the stream when I'm getting hungry? But it's no problem because, as always, us Dutch people have strobe bubbles in the neighborhood. Alright. Will this boot up? It does not. It does not boot up. Why not? Okay. Let's see if we can find a cause for this. Oh, it does boot up. What you see here is a really, really bad reset capacitor. Okay, it does boot up. The only problem is I don't have a reset button on the ZX Spectrum. Oh, this is really ridiculous. So it's a capacitor problem. If I swap out the 1 microfarad capacitor here, it will boot up. So let's work on the capacitors then. Power LED not working. Okay. So Anthony, if the power LED is not working, most probably it's a 5 volt problem then. Because the power LED is connected to the 5 volt line. You can see how old these capacitors are. So some have bulged a bit, and this one is completely ripped the case of the capacitor off. So I'm going to remove those, and after that the machine will boot up just fine. And I can, as always, easily just cut away all the capacitors, which makes it a bit easier to remove the pins. I can also use this side cutter, but this one is a bit stronger, and it's easy enough to use for these capacitors. Otherwise you can damage your delicate side cutter. Alright, so that's first, whoop, it's raining capacitors here. Anthony, yes, so maybe. There could be another reason, other cause for the 5 volt line not working. Could be that there's a short on the board, of course. And what is the easiest way to check that? It's hard. I think just swapping the voltage regulator with the new one is the easiest, and they're not expensive. The 78SO5, so the 2 ampere version. These ones here. These are euro each or something. You can get them anywhere, Conrad or something, you know. Not sure where I get these. Buy them at dozens. So just replace it. You can just test it. So always, if you test a new voltage regulator, do it for a short period, because they will get hot when loaded with something like 1 ampere or more. And the +2 board takes, I think, 0.8 or 0.9 amperes by default. So it's a bit high and it will get hot immediately. But for testing to know if it is actually the VAR volt regulator, it's just easy enough to plug in another one like this one, you know. So get them somewhere, I think, I'm not sure if we offer them at Select Spectrum shop, you have to check. But you can get them everywhere. And you could replace the 7805 with a Raycom or Trico Power switching regulator, but it's not really needed. Because the heatsink is quite big. But you can do that if you want to. And of course, because the +2 with some add-ons might take a bit more than 1 ampere, the standard Trico Power or Raycom voltage regulator, which only goes up to 1 ampere, might not be enough. I've seen situations like with a +T interface and some other stuff that put a too big load, or big of a load on the 5 volt line, and it could cause the machine to shut down. So I think it's just good enough to take in 78S05, so not default 7805 because it's only 1 amperes, but the S05 goes up to 2 amperes. It will get hotter, of course, because it's a simple no dropout regulator. Alright, let's get out the pins here. When was my last stream, I was wondering, because loads of things happened in the meantime. Obviously the biggest change was starting the new job. But we had some stuff that needed the hospital in the family. It's all good now, but not sure when my last stream was actually. I think it was after that. But so when I removed these pins, I immediately also empty the holes with the tin sucker, the vacuum pump, because otherwise I don't know where I should put capacitors back in. I might forget one, like that. There's always one pin that is harder to remove because of the huge ground plane at the bottom of the board. So I have to solder the back of the board to get that one out. And it always helps to put on some new solder. Two weeks ago. What did I do 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. I really don't know. Okay, next one. What did I do 2 weeks ago? Was it a live stream? I don't know. I think it was only an update, was it? Oh, someone sent me a message asking me to slow down a bit, because I seem to be doing things sometimes too quickly. You could of course put the playback speed to half or something. But because I'm doing this for a living, I tend to speed up a bit, and I drink way too much coffee, so it doesn't help slowing down. In the meantime, I'm checking some other things on the board. So this is a Hitachi ROM chip, which does not require the ROM modification to work properly on a diff IDE interface. But if you refurbish a board, it's good to check that, because the NEC ROMs actually need a small modification, including 2 small signal diodes and a resistor, to get the diff IDE interface working on such a board. Not this one. Hey, Jean-Claude. Oh, the AliExpress rent, yeah. It wasn't the live stream. That's true. I think I'd got a full refund, I'm not sure, I have to check. But it's normal when you do things like this, that every month you have to open a dispute or something, you know. It's not a problem, because sellers amongst each other don't worry about that. Businesses, I mean. It's just part of your work. But I hate it that nowadays they want to have a video of showing exactly every chip being tested, which is ridiculous. And the problem, of course, is that on AliExpress you cannot get a what do you call it? A reputation score, which you do have on eBay and maybe some other channels. And often I buy from UT Source, for example, which is sometimes a bit hard to order it, because sometimes they list prices that they cannot actually offer. And I get a refund for those parts, but if I have any problem with parts at that site, then that's a channel. It's a bigger company or platform where loads of Chinese people can offer their parts, mostly remarked and laptop parts, if you really want to know. Old stock parts that you cannot get anywhere else. So it's good that I can still obtain them somewhere. And they never, UT Source never does creates any problem with that part. They just do a refund. Alright. So all the capacitors are removed. I'm just making sure I don't have any solder bridges. It happens. Solder bridges happen. Alright, that looks clean enough. And in a moment we will see that the machine will boot up just fine. With the replaced capacitors. That's our perfect. No problem there. Let's get some water. Schematic sorter plus 2. I'm not sure which one you're looking at. Maybe I can grab mine and show that on screen, but I'm not sure if that will work, because I don't think the desktop view will show. We'll check it. Just a second. Computers. ZX Spectrum 128K models plus 2 schematic. And so the power is probably not shown on the main schematic. Let me check. Nope. I have it separately, so if I show it on screen, you just have to make a screenshot. Here it is. Look, my face is gone. So press print screen and save it to a file. rewind a bit. Okay, capacitors, of course. Let's start with 100 microfarads. That's one. And another one. So these are for the 12 volt line, then we get to the 22. Of course, make sure that the polarity is on the right side. I have had blown capacitors on a Z spectrum in the past, so it's not nice. It smells badly and you get scared. It scares the hell out of you. Blown capacitors. Worst thing that happens. Right, 1 microfarad, and you can. So I'm using this capacitor map here for all of the models that I do work on, so that's easy. 1 microfarad. You can download them from ByteDelight.com. So just Google for capacitor maps, ByteDelight. You will find them for free. And we offer capacitor kits for issue 2 and issue 3 and up separately. I'm not sure. No, I don't think I have capacitor sets for kits for toaster rack yet. So this is the reset capacitor, the most important one, to get the board working properly. And because this is an issue 3, I have to look up one of the 3 options for capacitor C61, no, C47. And for the issue 3 board, that should be 22 microfarad one here, with the plus side up. So it might have been 1 or 2 months ago since I did my last live stream, I'm not sure. And in November, just after I started my new job, I had an appointment with our local, we call it house doctor, I'm not sure what the name is in English, with my son, because he was losing weight quite a lot, and he was drinking a lot of water. And for some reason I googled it, those 2 symptoms, and some alarm bells were ringing. So when we went to the doctor, an hour later we were at the what do you call it? What's the English word for it? Anyway. Let me check, because I like to watch that UK problem in the UK, program in the UK. It's SEH in English. It's first aid. No. What is it called in English? You know what I mean. Okay, emergency room. So we were there in the hospital, and he had to stay there for 3 days. I'm not sure if I talked about that early on. And it turns out he has diabetes type 1, which can happen at any age. And we weren't that scared, but he really hated it, and that he needed to stay in hospital for 3 days for the first checks and insulin injections, and you know, so now we're doing that a couple of times every day, which was quite a change. But well, you know, with all the things going on in the world, it's just something on top, you know. So he's taking it quite well, but sometimes he doesn't. He's not in the mood to do what he needs to do. We help him with that. So it's not diabetes type 2, which is something else and related to overweight. But diabetes type 1 is completely different. Anyway, he's in good shape at the moment, so it's not a big deal, but... Okay, so all the capacitors are soldered in nicely. Just checking if the connections are okay and look good, because I like it when a board looks good. How about overclocking the spectrum? Well, that's not easy, because Z80 CPU, for example, it will work, but the timings on the board are so carefully chosen, and the ULA chip really depends on the exact clock speed of 3.5 megahertz of the Z80. I think 14 megahertz is coming in the ULA chip, which is divided a couple of times. So that will not work by default. So some newer machines like the ZX Spectrum Next, for example, do accept a higher clock speed, but mainly because the board has been designed for that. But you cannot do it by default. So what do you think, guys? Will this board now boot up just fine? I expect it will, but of course we have to see that. Well, some games will run a lot better when you run the Z80 at 14 or 28 megahertz, for example. And I think the ZX Spectrum Next can do it up to 28, if I'm not mistaken. So games like Elite, for example, will run quite smoothly on the ZX Spectrum Next, which is cool. And I think it will need a patch to work at that speed. Otherwise the controls will be messed up completely, I think. Right, let's see what the machine does now. Yeah, perfect. So only one thing remains, and that's the ULA chip requiring a heatsink. And we have to do some cleaning. I will also put back the original heatsink for the voltage regulator because of the aesthetics, because of the looks. Some people liked it, and there's no reason why not. Let's run the die card and see if everything checks out okay. Oh. And then we'll get to the next repair. Let's get the one from Ronnie, because he's in the chat. Oh. The shelf is not hanging on that well anymore, so I need to replace it soon. I hope it will not get from the wall. But... Big box, Ronnie. Are you still here? Big box for a small interface. That's no problem. Right, so that works perfectly. I think I will... What was it doing? I have some blinking. But I think I will wait with the ULA chip, because it's some more work. If you want to see the ULA chip getting the heatsink, let me know. I will do that. But first I will get to Ronnie's Pro 1 interface. Yes. Let's make some space. Yeah. The faceplates are good, but they tend to get more and more expensive. Talking about capacitors here. Okay, let's get back to the work desk. So, another Pro 1. And because I don't want to get the top damaged, I think I will take some... well, let's take this one here. Once again. Let me just make sure I'm not forgetting the heatsink from the 48K board. Again, if you want to see me put on a heatsink on a ULA chip and remove the socket, I will do that. No problem. This one also has a bad CPLD chip, and Ronnie already told me that he was using a +3. And I still need to finish a leaflet for that, because I want to include it with repaired interface like this one. Because they still seem to be damaged on a +3 or a +2A only. And that's most probably because of the power supply or the way the power is connected to the machine. So if I'm not mistaken, it's always good to first plug in the DIN plug in the machine itself, and then power in the mains power to 44 volts. Instead of first powering on the power supply and then connecting it to your computer. That can cause defects, because when you plug in a DIN plug, you don't know actually which pin is connected first. So that's the bad thing that happens, or that could happen with DIN plug, because the DIN plugs are not made for power. That's the biggest problem. I'm not testing this because I already know what's going wrong. The only thing I want to know is when I remove this CPLD chip, if the 3.3 volt is coming back, or that I need to remove the other CPLD chip as well here for the joystick. We'll see. Now, come on. Alright. There's one. Cable stuck. Let's get some solder wick again. I need some new stuff. That's a good idea, Anthony. Always make some space for your most precious hobbies. I made my business of it. And I had 2 dormers installed here, so I got some more space. Still, I hope I can move one day to a bigger house, or even to a real business space in the future. We'll see. I'm definitely not giving up on ByteDelight. Way too much fun here. Right. Yeah, you can do that, Anthony. You can install another ROM chip and select another BIOS with a switch, but then you have to manually solder some wires on the ROM chip to be able to select other pages. But that's possible. Actually, the ZX Spectrum 128K model does that itself by when you power up, it will boot up the 128 menu, which is one page in the ROM chip itself. And if you select 48K basic, it will switch to another ROM, another page inside the ROM. So it already happens, but it's done digitally. And if you want to, for example, use different types of ROMs in your ZX Spectrum, then you have to add a switch with some wires. But it's many more people do that. For example, you can create your own font, and when you toggle the switch, you can see another font on your screen, for example. That's cool. Your own some modern font or so. It's possible, no problem. Franco, talking about wrong clock speeds in the ZX Spectrums. I had a Harlequin board once that had a problem in the clock circuit. I think it was running at 6 times the speed, and it actually showed several mini displays on the screen, which was cool. But of course it wasn't stable at all, but it was just looking a lot like much fun. Alright, so I got off the CPLD chip. There's still a small solder bridge here, which I need to remove first. And then I will test to see if this will get 3.3 volts. And I think what's the best way to do that? I think I will get over to the other side. I can just mount it on the back of the Spectrum, but it will probably mess up the booting of the Spectrum, but we'll see. But let's just do it here. It's not that important. The only thing I'm interested in is to see if the machine still boots up. I think it will. I want to see if we get a 3.3 volt on the test corner. I've done a pink Spectrum. It's here somewhere. I'm not sure where. I've got all kinds of colors, but you can buy cool colors nowadays as well. So not much of a reason to do it yourself, but it's still fun to do. Okay, so what we're doing here is check if there's still 3.3 volt on the FMC interface. Let me make sure you can see the actual voltage. Almost. Yeah, alright. So only 2 points to measure, this one and this one. I'm going just going to power it up shortly. So it says telling us it's getting 3.3 volts again. So the regulator is still fine. So with a little bit of luck, only the main CPLD needs to be replaced, which we will do now. Just as with the other board. I had a case in fluorescent pink, so it was really painfully pink for your eyes. Anyway, I'm not sure where it is. It could be here, could be in my storage. I'm not sure. Pink is a good color. I just ordered pink keycaps for my daughter's mechanical keyboard for her PC yesterday. It's a set of keycaps with flowers on and all kinds of cool stuff. And it's only, what is it, 12 euro or something from China. Looks quite cool. And of course it will need a couple, something like a month or so to arrive. But it's what we are used to. There are so many projects still going on here. I've got some very cool ones, which I'm not talking about that much, but I've done some teasing about it. For example, running Fortnite on the ZX Spectrum. I'm not joking, it's really possible. Or addressable RGB on your ZX Spectrum, so something like a, what does Philips call it? Ambilight, an Ambilight ZX Spectrum. I'm not joking, it's possible as well, so we'll use ZX Spectrum Plus for it. It will look quite cool. And I will also make a rubber key ZX Spectrum with lighting underneath the keys, which you can program yourself completely as you want, even in pink. So that's what I'm working on as well when I find time. Also, Bart van den Akker asked me from the Home Computer Museum how I was doing with my Sinclair C5, because he got his running, so I was actually a bit jealous because mine is in my barn for a couple of years. I haven't had the time to work on it, and he just did it in I think a week or so. Maybe his one was in better shape than mine was, because mine needs some mechanical work first. But all in time, you know. Because we don't want ourselves to get bored when everything has been done. No, I'm not joking. I will never get bored. I will always find something new to do. That's not a problem. I have way too many interests. One of the interests of me and my family is rabbits, or bunnies I should say. So we have 6 bunnies at the moment. So we got 2 and we wanted 1 nest, and now we have 6. And actually we already should have sold a couple of them, because we want another nest, because it's really so much fun to see those small bunnies getting born and getting bigger. It's really cool. And sometimes they all are walking in the backyard, jumping around. Really cool. It's one of the things we do. I wish I had more space, but at least we have a backyard, so I'm not complaining about that. Alright, just a little solder stuff here that I need to remove to make sure it's not causing any problems in the future. The Spectrum Plus 4, really? Okay, so how much RAM does it have? 512 megabytes? I've seen pictures of a Plus 4. But not for real, obviously. So Ronnie, were you here still? Let me check. Don't see Ronnie anywhere. I think he's not here anymore. But if you're still here, just to make sure that you read the page about the Plus 3 or Plus 2A power supply issues combined with DiffMC, because it's important that that you know that the cause is gone. So if you're using an original power supply and you were actually putting the... Oh, I'm not showing what I'm doing here. You were putting the DIN plug from the Spectrum to power it off, then you should stop doing that and switch off the mains line instead of the DIN plug. That's a lot better. Alright, let's flash the chip. C5. So Wayne, is there any way for you to get a C5 somewhere? Because I often see them offered in Holland here and in the UK, of course, but not much anywhere else. I don't think there are much in Germany, for example, but I'm not sure. Oh. Right. Let's get the correct programming file. So this is the Pro 1. And let's flash the chip. I really hope I can get a business space in the future. Okay, at least it boots. Oh, sorry, let's get to the test corner so you can see what I'm doing here. So you can 3D print one. You can 3D print a mini maybe. I think someone has a 3D file for that. Print a mini version of the C5. But getting one overseas, it might be a bit hard. Does it boot up? Yes, it boots up. No card yet. So let's get the card I was using a minute ago. Alright, another working interface. Brought to you by ByteDelight. Who's that? Right, so let me check if no chip is getting hot. I think the ZX Spectrum is hot, but the chip shouldn't get hot. So you might like Louis Rosman's channel, and sometimes I think I'm the small version of Louis Rosman. I repaired boards as well, and then add-ons, and you know. But no MacBooks here. Sometimes I think I should have just got into that business, but because it will be more profitable, I guess. All right, let's. Yeah, where's this fine? All right. Nice. And no games on here anymore, only demos, because I'm not allowed to distribute games. I did it in the beginning, but not anymore. But there are some editions of Scene on here from Sinclair user group in Germany. Which is cool. Keyboard, QAOP in space. Hey, it's Monty. Whee! Whee! I have something here, I don't know what it is. Oh, I died. That was stupid. I have no idea how to play this game, so we'll just we'll do something. Should I get that stuff there? Oh, I died again. Why did I die? Oh, I think I touched the stuff on the ceiling. Okay. This is a mini game. I don't want to die. No! I have to do it again. Oh, shit. Yeah, I made it. This is hard. No! I have only 2 lives left. Can I make it to the other side of the room here? Oh, no. Oh, I still live. I still live. I can make it. Yes, I made it. Whee! It's a monster. Oh, it's the same monster. What the? Okay, I think I have to wait. Yay, I made it. Next. NCB. What's NCB? Cool game. First time I played it. Not joking. I have no idea how to play this game. Oh. Ah, come on. I can jump over. No. Well, and now, what do I have to do? Okay. I don't want to get in the water, I think. Oh, no. I'm dead. Okay, I died. Oh, that's odd. Franco. Doesn't want to work in 48K or toe stricken. It does in a Harlequin. Sounds like there's something wrong with the auto detection. Printing a tank. Did you invest in GameStop? No, I didn't. I don't think GameStop will survive anyway, but because it's a retail shop and most retail shops are not surviving. But what's going on there in America is crazy. Anyway. Alright, so this was Ronnie's DivMC, which has been repaired. Let's get to the next. What do I have here? I have something from Nick, but I'm not sure if that's what that is. Let me check it out. It's an Amazon box. What's in here? There's a letter. Tooling material. And the letter says, Dear Ben, thanks for your emails. As requested, I enclosed the circuit boards and the Raspberry Pi from my ZX HD for repair. I was plugging the ZXHD into the interface 1 when I heard a crack. When booting the Spectrum, the ZXHD splash screen works well, but when I press the ZXHD reset button, the ZX Spectrum screen shows lots of vertical red bars. The Spectrum works fine when the ZXHD is removed, so I don't think the problem is in the interface 1 or the Spectrum. Okay. I suspect that the problem is with the expansion connector, so could be. Let's get it out. So most probably this is a mechanical defect and it's not a big deal. And if you want to know, I don't ask anything for the work, just to return the postage costs and maybe the chip or something if it's needed. So let's get the let's put this letter in here, and then let's get to the one from Nick here. Let's get rid of all this material here for first, because it's in my way. Paper, plastic. Oh, and my microphone is detached now. Is it still working? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, I'm back. Oops, what's oops? What I would drop on the floor, it's not that important. I'll make sure you will get a working interface, don't worry. Okay, so let's get to our workspace here once again. I really need more space. So there could be a problem in this connector here, but I doubt it, to be honest. Let's take a close look. I can't see anything wrong here. Well, it seems to be one pin being a bit bent, but not that much. So I don't think that's a problem. I don't see. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it is correct. It is correct. Can you see it? Can you see it moving here? Is it visible? Hello, I'm Mr. Edge Connector. So, this one is hungry. Can you see it? Yum yum. Don't do this. So, yeah, well, that won't work, I guess. Let's get it off and get a new one on. And you can, you may ask yourself if it's worthwhile, because it's a cheap board. For some reason there's no serial number on here. I don't know why. Should have been. I think it's an early one where I did write the serial number with a pen on the board, which was removable with alcohol, so that's the best choice. Yeah, the connector now is completely broke, so indeed it's cracked. Can happen. And to remove such a board, you can do different ways, but I just bent the pins one by one. Will take some time, but we'll get there. It's not the first time I've done this. So. I think I have to remove a bit of the solder because it's still sticking on the pins. It's hard. Could suck it away, maybe. Ah, this will work. But it's going to take some solder wick. So most probably because of the crack, some pins did not touch the ZX Spectrum board that well anymore. I guess we'll see after replacing the connector. I could just get another board, but I'm not sure what's better. I think think it's less work. Just get another board and putting a new edge connector and 40 pin connector on there, but for these kinds of things I don't use a heat gun. I've done it in the past, but it's really too hard because you have to heat up all the pins at the same time, and that's not something that works quite well in my opinion. I've done it. I've even damaged some boards in the past with that. But because we're throwing away the edge connector anyways, it's not important to save the edge connector, so it's just a matter of putting in a couple of minutes. We're almost done already. Oh, you cannot see it because the camera's... Sorry, I'm not taking... I should have a monitor right in front of me to see what I'm doing myself. I don't have that here. Alright. And I will open a window because this is bad for your health. I got an extraction hood here, so why not use it? Alright, I think one side is now completely coupled. One pin there. Yep, now it is. Let's finish the other side. So maybe the interface 1 has a slightly thicker board, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it's 1.6mm as well. But for some reason this edge connector has been damaged when plugging in on the interface 1. And I think it should work. Let me think. No, I don't think so. Because the... Oh, that could be a cause. The interface 1 throughput port is only for the ZX printer. And no, it's not. Sorry, that's with the interface 2 for the ROM cartridges. So it should work with any interface, I think, because I think all the signals are present. Of course, when they're not conflicting with the interface 1. But I was thinking maybe if it's only for a ZX printer, then there could be thicker parts in the rest of the board, but I don't think so. I think it should be just fine in interface 1. I have one here, but I'm too lazy to test it at the moment. Alright. It's quite a lot of solder wick being used. Even a bit more. And the problem is that I don't have an HDMI cable here to test it, but we'll do that. I will get one. Which pin is still sticking? 2, actually. 1, 2 or even more. But Jim, there's one more. There's one still attached. No, it's not. Alright. So I don't actually have to get all the solder remains off, because we're going to solder on a new one anyway. But just a bit of cleaning, so I can use some IPA to clean off the flux. Maybe I should do that afterwards. Oh. Problem is, when you start using IPA to clean boards, you cannot have one board pass without cleaning it, because it's such a difference. It makes such a difference to clean a board with IPA or leave it as is. And this one, this board, still the flux remains on the 40-pin connector. So that means I didn't clean this one back then. So it must be an old one, because nowadays I clean all boards manually, by the way. I don't have a how do you call it? Ultrasonic cleaner, because I only read that it's dangerous when using IPA, and there's not much reason, not much use in doing it in another way, so I just do it by hand. It smells nice, if you like the smell, of course. Right, I think getting a new board would have been quicker and less expensive. I don't mind. Alright, that's good enough. Right. Let's get a new connector on. Hey, Ginny Luigi. Yeah, I saw it. I saw your name passing. I already packed all the packages that were ordered yesterday. Almost all, because I need to make one or two more ZX HDs, but I think yours on the stack as well, to be shipped on Monday, I hope. I need to bend the pins a bit, not too much. Oh, and nowadays I use lead-free solder for these connectors, because it's not too much extra work and it's a lot better for the environment. So this is my lead-free line. It's aligned the connector properly, so it's centered. This one is centered. This one can be a bit better. So I do this manually. I'm eyeballing it. And checking again until it's perfect. This one is good. That one is good. Alright, we're good to go. And there's no problem with using lead-free solder on pads that were already tinned with leaded solder, but there is a type of solder that does require to use the same and not add lead, because it will get brittle. I forgot the name. I don't know. It would have been a perfect solder because it's also lead free, but it gets brittle when it's when you use leaded solder on it again, so it's not wise to use it. I forgot the name. I've done some investigation about it. Alright, almost done. I think I will use a bit more of IPA. Ready. Yeah, looks nice. Just need a HDMI cable to test the interface, and I need a bit of alcohol. Not for myself this time. Oh, solid edge connector on the Spectrum. I've seen more people do that by using pinheaders, for example, Wayne. It's I don't like it. I get the idea, because edge connectors are sometimes hard to find. Yeah, people do that. It's not a problem if it still works, but it's hard to get something else in the Spectrum if you want it. And if you clean boards with IPA, you need loads of IPA. It's not expensive, but you need to find a good address to buy these by the liter. I buy these by 4 or 5 liters at a time, so not in the small bottles that I use on the desk. Bigger bottles of alcohol. Right. Now all the alcohol needs to vape away. Right. Quite nice. This one is from Nick. I thought I told. There's still a bit of flux remaining, but it looks a lot better than without. I will just leave it a minute here. You can put it here on my ventilator, which helps a bit. Switch on my soldering disc. Alright, then we'll get a HDMI cable. Where will I find one? Underneath the desk. No, I don't like that. Let's grab one from a monitor here. And actually need an HDMI to mini HDMI for ZXHD because of the Raspberry Pi. Obviously, I could have just gotten a new one, but okay, I got one here now. And of course, this display doesn't have HDMI. Well, that sucks. Let's grab the 4K display then, because why not? Just because we can. Thought it had 2 HDMI inputs. Yes, and using one for the HD input at 60 Hz. Sorry, 4K input. So we're connecting the ZX Spectrum to 4K now, which is cool, isn't it? This TV I'm using for testing, only it's perfect for testing ZX Spectrum, but it actually for composite view it's perfect, for RGB it's perfect, but it's not perfect for modern signals anyway. Okay. Okay, this is composite video, which is okay, and I'm not sure if the 4K display will also power on automatically. It doesn't seem so. So I guess I have to give it a bump. Oh, I thought I put auto detection off, so that should be the reason for that. This is a display port. We don't need display port, we need the other HDMI input. Yeah, there it is. It's huge. It's the ZX HD in 4K. I'm not joking, it's 4K. But it's upscaling, of course. That's a good thing about the Raspberry Pi. It has automatically auto upscaling features, which is perfect. That looks quite well. And if you slow down the video, you will see that the HDMI output is even quicker than the composite video, because of all the processing which is required on analog displays or analog inputs. Let's put on a game. Let's play a game, and then I will get some food downstairs, I think. But we want to play a game, or don't we? By the way, that 4K display is a HDR. What is it? HDR? High dynamic range. Yeah, HDR. So I wonder how 64 color pictures look. Let's see. Look! HDR cats on the ZX Spectrum. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. I think I like it. As you can imagine, I use this test program to test new ZX HD interfaces. I'll leave it for a couple of minutes to see if it's running perfectly. Look at all those cats. So this is actually ZX Spectrum. I'm not joking. With only an HDMI interface on it. What do you think of it? I like it. And they're available at this moment on ZX Spectrum shop. I shouldn't say it because I really am too busy already. But sorry. couldn't. I just had to do it. Anyway. Oh man, this camera's so bad. This one here. Colors look so orange. Why am I looking orange? I don't know. This is a Donald Trump camera, I think. They look awful. Yeah, that's because the ZX Spectrum doesn't support 64 colors, but the ZX HD does. ULA Plus. There are even some games supporting ULA Plus, so that's cool. I'm not joking, I can just show you. So if I break them to the program, you will see the same picture, but one has got more colors than the other. So this is exactly the same. Exactly the same output, but one has 64 color support and the other doesn't. Isn't it cool? I'm not joking, it's still Spectrum. It's still Spectrum, look! It's the same Spectrum. Doing exactly the same. And HDMI is quicker than composite. So if you want to play a game on SpectrumNet, for example, and you want to be competitive, then you really need a ZX HD for the most competitive advantage. Anyway, this ZX HD seems to be working just fine. I'm going to do another quick test to see if wobbling doesn't do anything bad. This works. Oh, it crashes. Did crash. Could be the ZX Spectrum that has a dirty edge connector, but or maybe I should clean the edge connector of the ZX HD once again. But anyway, it's working. Yes, it does. It does use this flash and bright bits, only 2 bits, extra bits, and that results in 64 colors instead of 8. Oh, and a border, I think. No, only the flash and the bright. And over as well. Okay. Anyway, so how many bits are there? 3. It's too bad that we couldn't get HAM mode working, because then you have 256 colors actually. So clean that connector. Let's clean the connector of the ZX Spectrum, and then we're going to play a game, and then I will finish the stream for now. So real HDMI output, and if you notice the borders, the black borders, that's on purpose, and you can disable them if you want to. So you can stretch the image to get a full screen image. But many people like the 4:3 aspect ratio instead of 16:9. And also the thickness of the pixels, the width and height of the pixels are not equal when you stretch the image. So you could see that if you stretch the image. So hence there are borders now, but it's because it's perfectly stretching the picture, getting equal pixel width and height. Alright, let's play a game. I will close down the audio of the music, background music, and I will play a game then. So, which game, guys? The game I was playing earlier was... I forgot. It was on the scene disc. Which game, guys? Tell me. I have every game here, so any game is okay. Just say which you would like to see. I forgot the name, I don't know. Which one you like to see? I'm not sure if I can back up this camera a bit more, but maybe I can zoom out. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, guys. Let's name the game. I will get a joystick and we'll play a game. We can of course do Jetpack, but or Saber Wolf. It's a bit harder. I get scared with Saber Wolf all the time, so maybe it's not the best game for me. Which game, guys? This is your opportunity. Delta Shadows. Okay, let's see if we can find it. I think isn't it the new game, Delta Shadows, with what you can play with mouse? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's on this SD card, but let's see. Delta Wing. I'm not sure. Isn't Delta Shadow one of the newer games? This is not Delta Shadow, no, this is just Delta, I don't know what it is. No More Death. Nope, yes. Go for it. Delta, this is just called Delta. That's not what we were expecting. Okay. And it's not working with the joystick at this moment. Doom. I think I got a Doom demo somewhere, but R-Type is of course possible, as always. Okay, let's do R-Type as always. I know. I'm boring, but I like R-Type. It's the best game ever, as I often say. Why is my joystick not working? I don't know. I think it's this version of the game. I have more versions, I think. Let's get this tab file, and I hope this is the 128K remix. Yeah, it is. So no intros, I think. It's loading all the levels at this moment. Yeah, it's a new game. Yeah, I know, Delta Shadows. I like it a lot. I still want to put a live stream with Delta Shadows, because it's one of the few games you can play with cams and mouse, and it's really cool. Franco, I will show you how to play R-Type then, just so take a close look. No Ulay enhanced games. Yeah, there are a couple of course, but I won't. I will play with no pokes at all. I hope it will start quickly. And I think I will only finish level 1, because it will take too long if I will play more levels. Come on! Oh, I hate this. You can't skip this. So R-Type was, I think, one of the first games I got on a cover tape of a Sinclair user or something back in the days, which I bought in Holland, the magazine with the tape, and it was, I fell in love with it. It's just such a good game. It's really well made on Spectrum. Press key. I don't have the key, which is just name key. Anyway, I will. Oh no, I don't have. Can you hear the game audio? Because it's a bit. It's not that loud. Okay, without post, I said. Oh, I think I'm going to fail. It's been a while. Oh, I need it. I got it. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I made it. Oh, almost died here. Oh, it's hard. Oh, that was close. I'm still living. Oh, bum dig is cool as well. Come here, you. I'm better. I'll win. Can you hear the game audio, or is it too soft? Because I don't have a remote control nearby. It's at the other side of the room, and I need 2 hands. Uh-oh. Yeah, I need the lasers. Give me the lasers. I'm still alive. I've played this millions of times. Oh, this is the hard part. Yeah. Will this work? Because this is the hard part. Can I make it? Oh, I'm still alive. Oh, I died! No! I don't have my protection guard now. Okay, let's see if we can do without. Because this will be a lot harder now. Can I make it until the end of the level? I don't know. I don't have any pokes now. This is the moment I should prove myself being worthy or not. Oh, I died again. That was just stupid. Sorry, guys. Oh my god. I can do it without pokes. I don't need pokes. I'm better than that. I got 3 lives left only, so I'm not sure if I will make it. I don't think so. You got a good joystick though. Why does every stream end with R-Type? I don't know. Okay, we're still alive, but it's a lot harder now. Oh shit. Alright, I did it. Still alive. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So now I'm safe, and I can get inside without any trouble. Whee! It was close. Let's get out. I'm still alive. Can I get the end boss of this level? What do you think, guys? Who wants to place a bet? I don't have any lasers now, that's hard. Because I cannot reach the stuff on top here. Maybe I can detach it for a second. Oh, it's close, it's close. I'm not going to make it. I got, oh no, man, oh wow! I'm still alive. This is No! Oh, I'm still alive! Oh my god! Sorry. This is just so close. Oh man, how did I survive this? Anyway, we're still here. I'll get some bombs, I think. Yeah, I got some bombs. Missiles. Oh man, that was close. Oh, there was a bomb on top of me, and I still live. How do I do this? How did I do this? I almost reached the end boss, so maybe I will make it. I have lasers. Skills. I was just playing this game for hundreds of times. I need one eye to die. Okay, we got one eye. Now it's depends on if I can make it. To the mouth. I don't think so. This is not good. Oh no. I think I have to kill the eyes first. Got one. Oh, it's hard. Okay, now it's... Yeah! I did it! Whee! This is a while ago without playing this level without any pokes. It's alive, yeah. It is. Alright, so I did it. Without any pokes, guys. I also play Fall Guys and Fortnite. This is fun. Right. Level 2. Which one was that? Oh, this one. So it's a hard... I don't like this level, but anyway. The guys coming from the ground here. I hate those. It's really hard. They come from everywhere. I should stop, should I? That is way too much fun, guys. I'm looking at your comments, but I think there's a 1 minute delay or something. This is hard. This is really hard. I will not make it this far in the level because I need to use my snapshot button for this. I did it a lot when I was playing it on a disc, even floppy disk, with my Disciple interface. Good old days. And they're still good because I still have all that stuff here. Heck, I even make new ones. You have to mind those red things because they fly back at you if you don't kill them first. Oh no! One hit me. Okay, I think that's enough. That was fun. Right. So the ZXHD is working as well. So I think we made 4 or 5 things, something like that. Right. So maybe I will do more tonight. Have to check. There's so much things to do. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow. Don't know what time yet. But I had lots of fun. I hope you had as well. Thank you all guys for watching. And let me know in the chat or in the comments what you think of this stream, and I will be back later on. Bye bye.